Welcome back. Today I am going over the completed Trapper Nelson pack frame. I'm going to show you the different components and what's been done to the frame itself, the different components that have been sewn, and how this whole thing goes together and how the system works. Now, I had originally planned to share the entire sewing process with you guys. Well, I had originally planned to hand sew everything, but after figuring out the style of pack I wanted, the size, dimensions, the type of straps, all the different components that I wanted for this pack, it would have just taken me way too long. I would have had to spend weeks and weeks at home hand sewing everything, and the summer's already passing by very quick, so I was trying to get this done as fast as possible. So what I did was talk to my wife. She's very proficient with a sewing machine, and I actually got her to help me put all this together. So a big shout out to her for helping me and for her fine craftsmanship. But today I'm going to walk you guys through all the different components that I have on this frame, what I've done to the frame, and then show you how everything fits together and works for this Trapper Nelson styled pack. To begin, I'll talk about the frame. It's got a few additions to it. First off, you'll notice that the wood is significantly darker than when I first made it. I finished this using some Danish oil, which also had a bit of a staining property to it. I gave it multiple coats, allowing it ample time to dry between each coat. So right now the wood is fully treated, nice and sealed up, and then over the years I can just continue to add to the wood, oil it as I need to maintain it and keep it in good shape. When I made this frame, I chamfered all the edges with my knife, getting rid of all those harsh corners, with the exception of the ends of the uprights. I knew I was going to make these metal caps for them. The metal caps are just from scrap tin. All I did was trace out each end and then draw out these little tabs to fold over, and then just tack them in place with some finishing nails. And that's what's going to give me protection from mushrooming out and damaging the wood when I'm setting it on the ground. These metal caps are just going to help to protect that wood, and they were very easy to make. I have some additional hardware added to the frame as well, which I will go over as we begin to add pieces onto the frame. So the shoulder straps are fully removable from the pack, which I wanted. My wife did a fantastic job on these. They are a nice wide strap, very, very durable, backed with this cotton webbing material. And then on the underside they have a canvas material, and they even have foam padding in them, so they are very comfortable. A nice wide strap, not going to be digging into my shoulders. And they are adjustable in size as well. The way that these attach is quite simple. They attach to the frame just by tying through these two holes. I wanted this to be a very easy and simple attachment method, and I think this is about as simple as it gets. Just to pass a piece of rope through these two grommets and the end of the shoulder straps through the wood frame, and then simply tie them up. And I just use a simple square knot, and the shoulder straps go around the frame. I just kind of roll that up. The shoulder straps simply go around the frame. The reason why they go like this is so that when they come over my shoulders, they're coming off the bottom side of this cross member. Because if they came across the top, it would sit about, the whole frame would sit about 3 inches or so lower on my back. And since right now they come across the bottom, the pack actually sits a little bit higher up, which allows for this bottom piece to be exactly where I want it on my back. So next up is the back panel, or the frame cover, which is basically just this sleeve of canvas material that goes over top of the frame. Now, since I have hardware mounted into the frame that has to pass through this material, I just cut small holes and then just did a buttonhole stitch around them to prevent the canvas from opening up around that hole. And then all the hardware just slips through these buttonholes. the shoulder straps just pass through this slot that I cut. Once again, just finished it off with a buttonhole stitch around there to prevent the material from opening up over time. And simply just pass through there like that. And now this sleeve just gets laced up. Just have a nice long piece of cord running through all these grommets. And just lace it up nice and tight. And then I just finish this off the simple shoelace knot or a double knot. And that is the sleeve on the frame. And what this does is it gives a bit of airspace between those horizontals or the cross members and my back, so it gives it a bit of padding. So the ends of my shoulder straps, they connect to the frame using these simple hook latches, and they just go into these D-rings that are bolted onto the frame. So very simple and easy to connect the straps to the frame, which is advantageous because if I have a heavy load on here, or for whatever reason I want to disconnect a strap, all I have to do is remove it. Very, very easy to attach and detach. Very simple system for the shoulder straps. Now traditionally these packs did not have a waist strap, but I've grown very fond of having a waist strap on my packs. It makes carrying them far more comfortable. So my wife put this together for me and she did a fantastic job on it. Once again, utilizing this thick cotton webbing and then this cotton material as a backing with a nice thick foam padding in it. Very, very comfortable design. And on the back side, she just attached another strap of cotton webbing, 2 grommets in the ends. So all that they do is pop over these bolts that I have here, like that, and the waist strap is connected. And then nice heavy duty buckle, adjustable straps. So very simple design, but a very effective one with the shoulder strap and waist strap attached, the back panel in place, time to attach the pack itself. A very simple design following the traditional Trapper Nelson pack, which is just one great big large pocket with a smaller pocket in the front and a nice oversized flap closure. On the sides we've got our grommets that line up with eyelets that are mounted onto the frame. And all those grommets do is pass over top of those eyelets. Now, I've got 5 eyelets on here, but only 4 grommets, so I can actually mount this pack higher up on the frame or down lower. For me, since I am a bedroll camper, I use wool blankets. I prefer to mount the pack up higher and then mount my bedroll at the bottom. So the grommets pass over those eyelets, and I've just got a brass rod that passes through those eyelets, which holds the grommets in place. Very, very simple, based off of the classic Trapper Nelson design. Now that pack is firmly attached. As I said, I am a bedroll camper, so I'm going to mount my bedroll to the bottom of the pack, and I just go around this bottom cross member with 2 pieces of cord, and I can then lash my bedroll to the frame. I know lots of people say to put your bedroll at the top of the pack, which I think was traditionally done with the Trapper Nelson pack, but for me, I prefer to have the weight of my bedroll at the bottom of the frame rather than making it top heavy. So I just use 2 pieces of cord to lash this in place. And I could make some nice leather straps with a buckle, but all in all, that's pretty simple and easy to do. Now the bedroll is lashed to the frame. So you can see this is a very, very large pack. I made it extra spacious so that I don't have to try and fight to get all my gear in here. Everything can just get packed in very, very easily. Even longer handled tools like my bow saw, my hatchet, can just slide right down. There's tons of room in here for everything that I need. The only thing missing really is some extra clothes and food for a longer trip, but other than that, very, very spacious. For closures, I just kept it really simple, just a couple of buttons on this oversized top flap, some rope loops. I did make them relatively small though, so they won't slip loose on me on the trail, but other than that, very, very simple, and should any repairs ever be needed, very, very easy to fix in the field, unlike buckles or zippers. Very, very comfortable. I sized it so that these uprights are wider than my hips and wider than my shoulder blades, so there's no interference with my body, there's no discomfort. It is actually very, very comfortable to carry. Right now though, I am heading out to go scout around this area a bit, looking for a place to start a future project, which should be coming right away. If you guys stuck with me through this project, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I'm really happy with how this pack turned out, and again, huge thank you to my wife for helping me complete this project. So, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, God bless and happy trails.